Welcome back to a rather ornery Wake Up Barstool.
I got to say that on the air real quick before you introduce Gruden. I got to say that.
Yeah.
For this company, by the way, which is nothing but 200 people that kiss Dave's ass and me. Okay, that's all this company is.
And you kiss his ass?
It's 200 people that kiss his ass and then me. I'm separate.
Love your boss.
The Wake Up Barstool prep sheet that we got this morning, the first two notes on this prep sheet are Drake made 27 to 43, 295, and Patriots defense held Seahawks to just 335 total yards. What are we doing?
A couple stats.
Well,
let me tell you something, Walker. Let me tell you something, Walker. You live in this bubble that you live in. You live in this Brandon Walker bubble. There's some employees at this company, their kids aren't going to eat because we had the merch that we were going to sell figured into our bottom line. And all these people who come up, oh, Patriots lost. You know what? When they come ask for a raise at the end of the year, they're going to have to look themselves in the mirror and watch that game tape because we're not going to be able to pay them because of all the money we lost, because of the merch we lost. So I hope you're happy.
I really am.
That your producer and that redhead Griffin, he's not going to get a raise. So that's because the Patriots lost. So keep that smile on your face, that smirk when we can't pay people. So maybe that's why we root for the Patriots here.
If Connor Griffin living in poverty is the price I got to pay, I'm going to pay it. Go ahead.
Now, one person who I think, Dave, is undeniably going to get a raise because he's just the absolute best. The internet loves him. He's got unparalleled football insight. Is our coach, Jon Gruden. Coach Gruden, what's going on, man? Hell of a Super Bowl week for you, dude. I mean, dominating the internet on Jameis Winston levels. And what a game last night. Coach, you guys have bandied back and forth about the Pats all year long. Give us your bird's eye takeaways from the Super Bowl.
Well, I can't say much that you guys haven't said already. I mean, it was a convincing win for Seattle. They were clearly the better team up front. The Patriots couldn't block them. Drake May never got into a rhythm. You don't give up 6 sacks. You don't fumble in the pocket. You don't throw 2 interceptions. 6 straight 3-and-outs. If Seattle's red zone offense had been on, this would have been a real ugly Super Bowl affair. But I just want to compliment Portnoy for being here this morning. I've seen Mike Tyson knock out a lot of people, and I really appreciate the opposing fighter after he gets knocked out going to do a press conference. It says a lot about the character of our boss, Dave Portnoy. But you know what's really funny, T-Bob, is Jake Malasek sent something to Matt. I'm just wondering if we could showcase Brandon Walker's brilliance for the game of football.
Oh, no.
What did I do?
No. Oh, no. This is...
For best division, are we overlooking the NFC West this year?
Tip your fingers some more.
Yeah, tip them some more so you can appear to be introspective here. No, look, I think that.
More of those fingers for tennis.
I think we might be overlooking the NFC West.
No, I think that's yes. That's how you do it. Though you ask, maybe all you need to throw next in is like an arched eyebrow. Yeah, there's maybe a little. There's maybe something.
Can I answer that question a little bit more directly?
Yeah.
No, we're not forgetting about them. They're not in the running for best division.
I just like to spitball.
Niners bounce back, sure, but Seahawks, Rams, Cards.
Sam Darnold with the Seahawks. I don't know.
I'm not putting that together. I'm not picking up what you're laying.
Jon Gruden.
And my fingers are.
There, that's research. That's called research. That's what a football analyst does. He researches what has been said, what has been done.
Brandon, I did not expect
The only bad thing I can say, here's something that people need to think about. When you lose the Super Bowl, and Dave will have to admit this, when you lose the Super Bowl, usually good things don't happen. I mean, we have already talked about Dan Marino getting there his first year. He never got back. Listen to the Patriots schedule next year. Buffalo, at Seattle, at Chicago, at Detroit, at Kansas City, at the Chargers. They got to play Denver, Green Bay, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. Good God. This is going to be a tougher slate than they've ever had. And it'll be interesting to see how the red, white, and blue bounce back.
I welcome the challenge. Honestly, if you could have told me I play the 85 Bears every week, I would. That's the type of guy that I am. We'll worry about that maybe tomorrow. we're still licking our wounds. I do appreciate Coach Gruden had an unbelievable week at the Super Bowl, from Gannon to Squeaky to announcing the football game, which you cost me by convincing the ref to overturn that call. And really, you capped it off by saying what I said. You have to, if you're me, you have to come on when you lose, win. I like to gloat when we win occasionally, but you got to be there to answer the bell when you lose. You can't be LeBron James and skip a press conference. Will Campbell didn't talk to the media. I think you got to talk to the media and say, I got whooped. So I'm here, and you brought a lot of new information to the table. I'm glad you brought that. Bram Walker has a propensity to act like a know-it-all, and all you got to do is watch the tape. All you got to do is see what he said 24 hours prior. Now Drake May stinks. He's been saying he's great the whole season. He said the Seahawks stink. That division stinks. So thank you to bringing light to that.
Well, Brandon had a tough week. You speak of the flag football tournament. Walker was the head coach of the pink team, and it was fitting they wore pink jerseys, but to have a 15-point lead.
Just shut up.
Blow a 15-point lead and let Mincy, who has a one-handed touchdown catch, for you to bench Mincy and get exposed for breaking the rules for not playing Mincy, it just goes to show you
what
the
is
difference
this
between you.
And Coach, I actually was on the sideline as an innocent bystander, but I just stand for truth and justice. So I actually was the one who said, I think Walker's cheating here by not putting Mincy in the game. I asked him, Mincy, when's the last time you've been on the field? And that was a game changer.
Coach Jon Gruden, you showed up today after 20 weeks of hearing Patriot Dave, after 20 weeks of having to go through this, and he finally gets humiliated, he finally gets humbled, and you show up with a clip of me from the preseason? What are you doing?
I just can't. Who did you think was going to win the Super Bowl this year? I mean, really? You don't like the Rams? We had the MVP quarterback. You don't like the Seahawks. You don't like the 49ers. It was the best division by far. 3 of these teams were in the running for the number 1 seed in the last week of the season. And I just think you have to call it like it is, Brandon.
Coach, I mean,
sometimes you can't let idiocy slide.
That's not a word.
I respect that.
Okay. Hold on.
I got a real football question.
We have Coach Gruden here. He has to talk football.
I got a real football question. Let me ask the real football question.
Okay.
All right, Coach. For 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, it's been a passing league. It's all been about accumulating the receivers, protecting the quarterback, and having the quarterback dice people up. Last night, that was not that kind of a game. It feels, last night, the Seahawks won because their defense was way better than the Patriots and because they were able to string some field goals because of their running game. Kenneth Walker got them down the field a couple times when they couldn't throw it. Have defenses around the league caught up to the quarterbacks? Because you saw Seattle last night rushing with 4, sometimes adding a 5th, and then playing great coverage too. So they were rushing them and playing great coverage. Have the defenses caught up to the quarterbacks?
I think the defenses, to your point, that's a great point. I think the defenses are getting after some of the offensive lines. We don't practice in pads anymore. A lot of these games are played on short notice. We're playing in foreign countries and having a lot of walkthroughs. And to be honest with you, when you get a couple injuries, I think the offensive lines are having a hard time picking up stunts, picking up blitzes. The Patriots, they couldn't pick up the 4-man overload that the Seahawks ran about 8 times.
Yeah.
I mean, Witherspoon, he comes off the right side unblocked. To your point, though, I think picking up blitzes, pass protecting is becoming a lost art. You don't see a lot of it in college football. Everything is an RPO. There's not a lot of communication with all the clapping hands out there. And I think that's what got the Patriots the most last night was their inability to protect Drake May. And I didn't think they protected Sam Darnold very well either. Milton Williams is clean in a hole 2 or 3 times. I just thought the pass protection was horrible. And had it not been for Kenneth Walker, we might still be playing.
Why don't the Patriots help Will Campbell? Why aren't they putting a tight end or a running back every single play? I mean, he gets beat every play, like every play. And I know you got to keep that hurts your pass route and how many guys you can send out. But Drake has legs. He needs help. How many times are we going to let it see that he's getting whipped? That was frustrating.
Yeah, I thought they helped him a couple times. Dave, a lot of times he just gets run over and gets knocked back into the quarterback, and that causes a lot of problems. You can't block his defender for him. You can chip him. You can take away the speed rush. You can get help inside. But when somebody runs right through your midline, there's not a lot you can do. I even saw Jared Wilson. He got run over by some guy I never even heard of. Yeah. But it was a collection of Seahawks blitzes, power rushes, stunts, speed rushes. It wasn't good enough in pass protection, and I think we all would agree on that.
So, Coach, you obviously you were the architect of one of the greatest defenses that we've ever seen, that Super Bowl Bucks team back in 2002, legendary defense.
Charitable.
This Seahawks defense is, it seems like they're in line with that. Where would you rank them historically in terms of the all-time best that we've ever seen?
Let's not forget they got shredded the week before.
Yeah, I'm not ready to put them with the Ravens and the Bears, and I'm not ready to put them with our defense yet, but that was a convincing butt whooping last night. I mean, when you get 6 straight 3-and-outs, that's impressive. That's hard to do in the Super Bowl, and they do have a hell of a young quarterback in Drake May, and Josh McDaniels had 2 weeks to get ready, but you got to credit Seattle, all 3 levels. I mean, Ernest Jones had 10 tackles, 5 or 6 different people had sacks, 3 turnovers, and really good football throughout the game, I think. They were deep. They had a deep pass rush group, man. They used 8 different guys, and it took its toll.
Listen, I've been saying bomb genesis whether the Patriots struggled in the postseason every single game on offense, every single game. So, the Seahawks defense did what really the Texans defense did to them. It did what Denver did to them. Chargers not as much, but this was 3 games of inept offense from the Patriots that I watched. The difference being we got early turnovers in those games that shifted, and we were able really just to rely. Is this Seattle just looked this? I don't know if it's as much Seattle as something was really broken with our offense here down the stretch. Almost after that Buffalo second half that they came back, we really saw a different Patriots offense. I mean, this offense was clicking in the beginning of the season, Drake May up and down the field. But, man, nothing in the playoffs and down the stretch, just nothing.
I think this is one of the best defenses of all time. I think the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. I think it's combined with the defensive play caller, Mike McDonald, that is as dialed in.
Well, T-Bob, how do you explain that Rams game then? The best team, they got shredded by the Rams.
Because the Rams are the best offense in the NFL. I mean, what are you talking about? They got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. They have Sean McVay.
The best defense
one of the
of
best
all time.
I said they're one of the best defenses of all time. I think they have a lack of superstar names, and it causes you to discount them. But football's the ultimate team game. And this might be the strongest weak link defense that I've seen in I don't know how long.
Yeah, I just don't know.
All 3 levels. Coach Gruden was just talking about all 3 levels.
Look at Coach's Bucks team. They went and played the greatest show on turf, which is supposed to be great, and it was like nobody scored. I just don't think you can put a greatest team. When you look at the 85 Bears, you look at the Ravens, they don't have blips where they get shredded for 40 in the middle.
It's funny you mentioned the Ravens because this team last night, the Seahawks, they just became the first team since the Ravens in the Super Bowl to have at least 5 sacks and 8 pressures. You mentioned the 0-2 Bucks. This Seahawks team won every playoff game, average margin of victory, 18 points. First team to do that since the 0-2 Bucks. Like, I get it. They don't have the superstar names, and so they're going to be forgotten to time in some ways. But in a team sport where the whole can be greater than the sum of its parts and where coaching matters still, I have no problem saying this Seattle defense. They held it all year long. All year long, this was the best team in the NFL.
They got
all year long, we refused
by the Rams multiple times. You're ignoring the last playoff. The Patriots were inept on offense the entire time.
Okay,
that
so
part
Coach,
I agree with.
They got shredded by the Rams. Why'd they win that game? Sam Darnold, your opinion as a longtime offensive mind, what does it mean for a guy like Darnold to complete this journey, Super Bowl champ now?
We were talking about that going into the game. He reminds me of a lot of Super Bowl champions, the guys that showcase mental toughness and grit, guys that can keep battling through adversity. Jim Plunkett was cut. Doug Williams was cut, had to go to the USFL. Joe Theismann, Steve Young. So many guys have the mental toughness to hang in there, and Sam Darnold on his 5th team. Not many guys get to the Super Bowl as a quarterback on their 5th team, let alone win it. This guy's had an incredible journey. You got to tip your hat to the guy. He played strong. He played great in the playoffs, did not turn the ball over, and he made the knockout punch with the touchdown pass to Barner. I think when he hit the tight end, that was the deciding blow. I give him a lot of credit.
Back to the Seahawks defense real quick.
Okay.
I do think it's the best defense right now, and it's a great defense. I don't know if it's an all-time defense because last night they showed up and they got to play the worst offense that's made a Super Bowl in decades. They got to play a bad quarterback. They got to play a bad offensive line.
Bad quarterback.
They got to play a bad football team, a bad franchise. They got to play the worst team that's ever made the Super Bowl, and that's what they got to play. What?
Put Malzahn on that. Get a high. Now he stinks.
He's always stunk. I never said he didn't stink. Go ahead, Coach.
Right.
No, I just think the game was won up front. We knew the Patriots were going to struggle going into this game. In Seattle, Derek Hall comes off the bench for 2 sacks.
Yeah.
He's not even a starter. Nwasu
2 sacks
scores a touchdown. Byron Murphy has 2 sacks. They got some guy, I don't know if they got him out of a club fighter or what. He goes in there and gets a
Riley
sack.
Mills, a rookie.
8 or 9 different guys. They had a case of whoop ass in their locker room, and they came out and they delivered it with every can of it.
That's what I'm saying. Then you combine that with guys like Witherspoon, like you mentioned Ernest Jones. Top to bottom, the dark side, man. They're animals.
The Riley Mills sack was kind of evidence of what went wrong last night.
Yeah, that was
Riley Mills was being blocked, just pushed the guy all the way in the backfield, and Drake May didn't have the sense or the wherewithal to get away from him. He just stood there.
He was seeing ghosts last night.
Seeing ghosts.
May was. He was in the blender.
Have we lost Dave, or is he just sitting there blank-faced? I can't tell if you're frozen or just stupid. What is it? Are you frozen?
May's a young quarterback. He's going to be great. Last night he was seeing ghosts.
I don't know what you want me to do. We got T-Bob saying dumb stuff, you saying dumb stuff, and I'm just here with my heart open to the world, wounded and still here. And again, it's 5 a.m. over here, and I'm here, and I haven't had a sip of coffee. It's dark out. I got to fly across the country.
Oh no!
And I'm just here.
We went on Barstool Live in San Francisco, and Portnoy dragged me up there with some historian of the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then he had another guy, a young guy who just started working at Barstool, and they tried to hit me below the belt. They took roundhouses at me. They completely tried to demoralize me. And I just got to say, as a parting shot to Portnoy, the tuck rule couldn't even help you last night.
Yes.
Nothing could have helped you. That was a butt kicking, and I thoroughly enjoy it every second of it. I want to go back and watch it. Can I leave now?
There you go, Brandon.
Too.
Great day for football.
It was a great day for football fans
everywhere.
everywhere.